So.
In a world where quality business information is needed, we bring you On the Mic with Mike, the leading social enterprise business show in RVA. Join Mike King, the partnership guru, as he delivers game changers in Metro RVA. On the Mic with Mike showcases how business can help make society better. He discusses tech, culture, innovation, best business practices, and highlighting area nonprofits. Join Mike Monday through Friday, because it is the place where the best and brightest come to chat.
On the mic with Mike. On the mic with Mike. On the mic with Mike. He's like a guru. No, he's a businessman with a great radio show. And he supports the nonprofit.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back on Mike with Mike King here. This is part of the Mike King Biz Media Network. ESPN Richmond, where you find us 5 to 7 a.m. every day. And starting soon, the Breeze VA, taking our talents to the Breeze. It's a music channel, but they do a lot with the community, and we're going to take our talents there. You can follow me on all the social platforms, which are Mike King Biz, as well as On the Mic with Mike RVA. All right, you know what time it is? It is the time for Chesterfield County. Welcome to the program, folks.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
All righty, so it is great. I spend a lot of time in Chesterfield. People kind of wonder, do I live in Chesterfield? I do not, but I mean, a lot of great things happening in Chesterfield County. Chesterfield County is really forward thinking. Last week we talked about everything from solar to the buses.
That's right.
But you guys are always listening to the residents of the community. And here we are today. So we're going to talk about our partnership and all the great things happening.
Perfect. Sounds good.
Alrighty, so introduce yourself and tell folks who you are and what you do.
Sure. Hi, everyone. I am Teresa Boniface. I'm the Assistant Director for the Constituent and Media Services Department. We do a variety of things.
That's a big title.
That is a big title. Yes. But essentially we are a part of our department supports the board of supervisors, and the other half, which Jay and I are part of, and I lead, is the communications and media division. So we are responsible for putting out and telling the county stories, putting out information and telling the county stories, and hopefully reaching our residents in a variety of ways to make sure that they are staying connected with what is happening in Chesterfield.
All right, Jay, straight out of Texas.
Yes, that's right. That's right. Jay Elias O'Neill. I'm the Government Public Information Officer for Chesterfield County, as well as Constituent and Media Services Division. I report directly to Teresa Boniface. I work directly with the media as well as staff members, getting them kind of trained to talk to the media, things of that nature. And I've been with the county now for about 4 years.
Really quickly, when something happens with the county, good or bad or whatever, we need someone to have a conversation with the media.
Mm-hmm.
How does that process work? Because we always see when something happens, there's a person who comes out. You want people to be on the same sheet of music. How do you go about doing that? Now, this is just for, inquiring minds want to know. Now I got the experts here. It is time to ask.
Go ahead. I was gonna say you may be the business guru, but Jay really is our media guru. Yeah, yeah.
Guys saying, hey, we're having this thing.
Yep.
Would you show up? Would you come?
Yeah, it is a delicate orchestrated ballet. We work with a number of departments, from EOC, from the police department, the sheriff's department. We do what we need to do to ensure that the residents are getting the right message at the right time so they can make the right decisions for them and their families and their businesses here in Chesterfield County.
All right, so Chesterfield County gets the word out in multiple ways. What are the ways that you guys get the messages out that you want the residents to?
Yeah, we have a variety of ways. I would say the easiest place to go is to go to our Connect With Us website. So it's chesterfield.gov/connect with us. That's going to really give you a listing of sort of all the ways. But I guess we'll talk about a few here. The first one is our Happening in Chesterfield weekly newsletter. This is something, if you don't subscribe, you really should. It is really a digestible weekly email that comes out every Tuesday at 5 o'clock. and it's going to have sort of all the highlights, the high points of what's going on in the county, what you need to know, what you may be interested in. It's going to have, government stories. It's going to have fun stories. It's going to have events. So it's really sort of that one-stop shop place for you to really, again, one day a week, you can digest the email, and you either know what happened previously in the week, because sometimes we cover previous events, or what's happening, what's coming up later in the week or later in the month even.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Another great way to connect with us, and one of the biggest tools that I tell the reporters in our metro area to rely on is our our Chesterfield On Point blog, which is written by former Chesterfield Observer reporter Jim McConnell. Very, very in-depth, takes some of those stories that you see happening in Chesterfield and goes a little more in depth, right? Like it expands on those particular topics, from the budget, from activities that are happening in the community, giving residents an insight on why is this particular event or this particular vote by the Board of Supervisors important, putting things into perspective in a more in-depth way. It's also our official county record. We have lost a lot of our publications and coverage in Chesterfield, unfortunately, as our county has grown. And this blog has turned into our basically our daily record of news that's happening in the county. So that is another fantastic, easy, free way that residents can get involved and learn more about what's happening in Chesterfield.
One of Mike, Teresa's here, Jay is here, talking about all the great things happening in Chesterfield County. So what you guys do is you take all that information. Some of it can kind of be techie, government wonky, and make it English so for the people to understand.
That's our goal.
That's our goal.
That is the goal for you.
Yes.
And so you're reaching all different departments, because some people worry about whether it's solar, like we talked about the other time. Some people worried about what's happening with the bus, or roads, all those things. You guys take it and put it all together.
Absolutely.
And you also have the video series coming out, don't you?
Yes. So we have a This Week in Chesterfield. Is that what you're getting at? This Week in Chesterfield. That is a weekly, comes out on Mondays, and it's really it's a minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes, but of
Teresa's
all
star
the
of it.
things, yeah. Brad and I tag team that. And it really is what's going on this week. If you're looking for something to do with your family, you've got friends coming in town, whatever it may be, here just kind of essentially our way of maybe the top 5 events of the county for that week.
How do people get information into you to get their event into the county record for you guys to report on it?
Yeah, you're welcome to email us. It's our email is cm@chesterfield.gov. That is a good way to, if you have an event coming up. We also scour the internet, quite honestly. We try to look for those big events that are happening. So whether it's a concert series at Westchester, or it's something at the Perkinson Center for Arts and Entertainment, or if it's the county fair that's coming up, that starts on what, Friday?
Friday.
Yeah. So we do try to scour the internet and Facebook even as well. But definitely if there's something going on, we want to know about it.
One of Mike, Jay, how can people find information out about what you're talking about on the governmental, the wonk, I don't want to call it wonk, because that's my thing. It's not everybody's thing, but it's important for things happening in the county.
Absolutely. We have a website, obviously, and if they are able to, the easiest way to get to it is probably going through Google Chesterfield County Connect with Us. And that will bring up a page that will connect you to the blog. That'll connect you to our podcast, Chesterfield Behind the Mic, with our own Brad Franklin, who does a lot of podcasts with a number of county officials and community folks here in Chesterfield. It will also connect you to be able to sign up for our Happening in Chesterfield newsletters. And it will also give you contact information to our department as well. So if there's something that you feel we should be aware of in your neighborhood or in your district, feel free to email us and let us know as
They're
well.
also on that website as well. There's links to Chesterfield Alert,
Yes.
which we're getting into the peak of hurricane season for the region. September is usually that busy time for us, but Chesterfield Alert is an opt-in program for residents that if emergency happens, or they send out alerts based on closings or a variety of different things, but that's something definitely residents can do. And also there's a link to our it's called the what is it, the concern portal?
Yes, the
What is it?
concern
I
portal.
forget the exact name of it now, but
that's what it is.
Yeah.
The concern.
yeah, exactly.
Okay, so I'm not an expert. Let me just go out on a limb and say that's a place where I'm concerned about things.
Yeah,
Correct.
And what type of things? Whatever's touching my heart to be concerned about, I can imagine.
Pretty
some of the stuff you guys get.
yeah. Tall grass,
Tall grass,
uh,
medians, or your neighbors
noise
complaints, or things of that nature.
It's
those
very
are
user friendly
very much
too,
so.
because there's sort of drop down menus or checking boxes, and it doesn't hit everything, but it hits a
good number.
a good number of the top issues or concerns we hear about, and it also provides you contact information.
Absolutely. And the cool thing about it as well is it will drive whatever that complaint is, it will drive that message to the right department.
Okay, so whatever topic it is, it routes that over to the people who can take care of my concern.
Exactly. That way, again, it saves time.
Correct.
You're getting right to the person rather than having to weasel your way around.
Because that's what people are always worried about calling a big organization. How do I get to, and there is somebody who takes care of that thing. There's definitely someone, but I have to go to 18 people to get to that person.
I know it's frustrating, isn't it?
It is. But now
we're trying, hopefully you don't have to do that.
Correct. The concern portal. Alrighty, so we started in partnership. It is, so the county is going to be on every Friday.
Yep.
And what can people expect when you guys come on? What are we going to talk about here?
We're going to talk about a lot of things.
Anything and everything Chesterfield.
Exactly. Anything ranging from the budget, ranging from activities that are happening in the community. We will be, members of our department will be on as well to talk about what's happening.
Economic development.
Absolutely, economic development.
There is,
There
are.
In Chesterfield. So we're going to be hitting every single.
You'll also get to hear from county leaders.
Yeah.
We'll have, Dr. Casey, our county administrator, on periodically.
I saw Dr. Doherty yesterday.
Oh, right.
Okay.
And he told me school is back in session 2 days.
Yeah.
I said, how was it? He said, we didn't make the news, which is always good. He said, things are moving along. You're going to bring county leaders here because a lot of times people only hear a snippet, maybe
Correct.
a minute or something. We're going to have the opportunity to talk to them for 20, 25 minutes and tell their story. Why this happens or why we do that thing, like we explained about the recycle.
Exactly.
There was a story, I don't live in Chesterfield, but I heard there was a big hubbub.
Yeah.
But now there was a reason behind it, and this gives them the opportunity to say why we did that.
Yeah, and kind of back to we're really excited about this partnership with you, Mike, and going back to what Jay said earlier about the media landscape in Chesterfield has changed. We don't have a local paper right now. That the Observer and the Village News have had to part ways, and so it's really nice to be able to, we have tons of stories in Chesterfield, great stories about our programs, our events, our services, our people,
Oh my gosh.
our community. And this is, we can't rely on the 2-minute or 3-minute story that maybe, the TV stations will give us, or, the few inches in the Richmond Times Dispatch that we may get on a story. And so we're really excited that we have this opportunity and this partnership to really go in depth into some more topics and stories with you.
So I get the email from Brad. How can people, the residents of the county or people who are interested, how do they get onto that email list?
As far as for news releases and things, we post all of our news releases online. So I would recommend go to chesterfield.gov. You know, again, if you scroll down just a little bit of ways to our latest news, you're going to see all the news releases that get posted there. That's probably the easiest way to stay up to date. In addition to, again, you can subscribe to the blog, you can subscribe to the podcast, you can subscribe to the newsletter. So if you want things to come directly to you, those are some good ways to do that. But if you are looking for a way to find some information yourself, or you're just curious, definitely go to chesterfield.gov, scroll a little ways down to the latest news, and you'll find a variety of things.
A lot of great things happening in Chesterfield. Like I said, I get contacted by people, you know, people know that I'm working with the county, people know I work with the chamber, but people are calling me saying, hey, we got some really cool things happening over here with the Department of Aging,
Yep.
you know, a kinship fair. I said, a what? She explained that. I'm like, oh, I know what that is. Grandparents, other people taking care of kids.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of amazing things happening. Let's talk about some of the things that are upcoming in the county. I know it's some big things in September too.
Sure. Well, first of all, we will give a plug to the fair.
Yes.
The Chesterfield County Fair starts on Friday and it runs through the following Saturday.
Can I have the weather?
Let's hope so.
Let's
I
hope
know.
Contrary to what a lot of people think, the fair is not a county run event,
Correct.
but we do support it. It's the 114th or something like that.
It's been around.
And it's at the Chesterfield Fairgrounds. Brenda White, who organizes it, she does a wonderful job. We actually just had a podcast. Brad talked to her a little bit about some of the things that are going on. So that's definitely a big one and draws a big crowd, but you know, bands every night and just great family fun activities.
Absolutely. We've got our partnership with the Manchester YMCA that's coming up, where we are going to be celebrating with them what they call Welcome Week, which is a celebration of basically welcoming all kinds of people to the Chesterfield community, immigrants, refugees, new residents from Northern Virginia and Washington, you know, and getting them acquainted to the culture and the activities that we have to offer in Chesterfield, as well as what the YMCA has to offer. We're great partners with the YMCA, so it's always wonderful to have them with us. That is going to be on Saturday from 10 to 1 at the Manchester YMCA on September 9th, September 9th. September 13th, we are also, and you'll see more about this coming up in the coming weeks, but we are going to be working with the Department of Elections on an understanding the election process in Chesterfield County sessions. That's right. There'll be 2 sessions, one at 10, one at 6:30. That's going to be on Wednesday, September 13th. They'll get a chance to meet our registrar. They'll get a chance to meet some of the members of the electoral board, and they'll be able to ask their questions about local elections and learning.
That's on the 13th. See, ladies and gentlemen, that's what happens right here. That's the cool part. I'm like, wait a second. Okay, because you know that is interesting, and people need to know.
Absolutely.
So you had said at 10. So you have it so people are free during the day. And you have some people are free in the evening.
Exactly.
Let me know about that one.
We will
That's
definitely make sure that you're aware of that, and also to kind of add on to that, you know, we recently went through a redistricting in Chesterfield County. So some of our magistral districts look a little different than they did before. And so this event will also allow those residents to come and learn more about the new GIS election district mapping tool that we've just unveiled. So they'll be able to actually find their precinct and things of that nature there, and be able to see a voting booth in live action and learn more about that election process in the county.
Dispel some of those myths, I think.
Exactly.
The thing that's really good about Chesterfield, the officials, they go to a lot of things. Like when you go to the chamber events or you go to events, there's a good number of the supervisors and county officials that are out and about. Absolutely. Which always makes it easy because it makes them approachable to understand why decisions are made this way or that way.
Absolutely.
And finally, the last probably event we'll highlight, which we're going to try to get somebody on the show here.
This is the big one, right?
This is the big one. We're going to get somebody on here to talk a little bit more about it, but is the Community Cup.
Yeah.
This is Saturday, September 30th. And I believe it starts at 10 a.m.
It's at 10.
It's at River City Sportsplex.
Right.
And it's a regional event. It's a soccer / multicultural event. It's been going on, I think this is the third year. Third year. Not third year in a row, but the third year we've been doing it. 'Cause we had a little bit of break for COVID, but
A lot of things changed, but you came back.
but we came back, and we'll have public safety soccer teams from Richmond, Henrico, of course Chesterfield, the Virginia State Police. They'll all bring teams with to play soccer, and it's a big soccer tournament essentially, but also it's filled with a lot of multicultural components to it.
Correct.
I don't know if you want to talk a little bit more about it.
Absolutely. There'll be a multicultural market. There will be some multicultural bands from obviously representing different cultures from that are in Chesterfield. So it's going to be a little different this year.
And yours truly will be
Oh,
there.
yeah,
That's right.
Something like this down in Petersburg about 2 weeks ago. It was really cool. You see the community come out, and that in one place you get to see how diverse the community is.
Mhm.
And a lot of times you really don't see this person's there, this person, but when you put them all together, and then it's a soccer game,
Mhm.
it's going to be a thing. I'm going to be there. We're going to have a great time.
Yeah, it's one of those things, and we'll again another guest that you'll probably see in the next few weeks is JC Poma.
Shout out to
And
JC.
you know, it's amazing to kind of see. My background's in sports as well, but you know, sports really bring people together.
Does sports
and,
in your family?
It does, yeah.
Some kind of way. Now you gotta get that connection. So
Mm.
okay, so the county's growing as well. And so you never know what I'm thinking, but I do look and see. I see JC's team is growing.
Mhm.
It's always good to be around an organization that's going that way as opposed to
Absolutely.
the other way. Let's talk about the state of government. Like you guys are working for the government. Talk about that part, like what it's like.
I mean, I think Chesterfield is a great place to work. You know, we recently, actually today, we announced that we are a Forbes top employer again. That actually probably have a news release in your inbox as we
Yes.
speak. I believe we were number 56. We
Yes.
jumped up some
Jumped up
spots
some
from
spots.
the last time we were included in the list. So that's a big deal for us. And I think that really, you know, talks about the just the value that our leaders and our board you know, values the workforce, and really just that the workforce really does enjoy you know, working at Chesterfield, and it really is a great place to live, work, and play.
Absolutely.
So I don't know if you have anything to add.
No, I mean, it's a wonderful place to work. And one thing that I will add is that, you know, one thing that I do want residents and those on the show to realize is the lengths our board, our administrators, Dr. Casey, several other deputy county administrators are going to be transparent
Mhm.
with residents about what is happening in their community and finding ways for them to connect with them so that they are also aware of what they like, what they don't like, what they want to see changed, things of that nature. And the county is incredibly receptive to that. And that, I think, for me, makes it a really wonderful place to
Mhm.
work.
It's opening to everybody. And that's what all kinds of businesses, all kinds
Absolutely.
of people. It is welcoming. Chesterfield County, the place to be. Already one last time. How can people get information out about the county?
Absolutely. Of course, our Connect With Us website is the best way. The website there is chesterfield.gov/connect with us.
Mhm.
You're also welcome to reach out to Jay or I. We can help connect you to the right places if you have questions, but definitely start with Connect With Us. There's a lot of great resources on that website.
Absolutely.
I don't know why the concern thing gets me. It just makes sense. You know, it's like, you know, it's the catch-all place.
Mhm.
It
And you
is.
know, whatever it is that you're concerned about, go there.
Yep.
Chesterfield County on the mic with Mike, you'll be hearing them on the program Fridays. That's where you find us. So we got to go. So on the mic with Mike, Chesterfield, thanks. Now take care.
Thanks.
Thank you.